Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing unit changes in AutoCAD. I'm going to show you how to change units and how to fix problems with units. So let's get into it. All right, so the first thing we need to talk about before we get into units is why do we need to change units? You can see here I have all these examples and drawings that I've done for both my community on YouTube as well as my paid program where I teach and coach AutoCAD. And all of these are set up differently and they all have a little bit of different structure to the units. So what does this mean? So when you create a new drawing, your units are always going to have to be set. There is a way to make it, I believe, where you don't have to do that. But for the most part, for someone like me, I always change them for every drawing because different drawings have different things that they need. Or I'm reading drawings from someone who's doing things in metric, for example, and that's something that I do. So before we get into it, what you need to do is you need to open your drawing. And I'm going to open a new drawing. So I'm going to come here. We're going to have a fresh slate, and we're going to do this because I'm going to show you the defaults that AutoCAD goes to. Just because if you're confused with your drawing, we need to solve that first. So we're in AutoCAD. First thing you guys want to do is you want to go to your command bar and type in units. Or, again, if you want a quick way of doing this, I say this in a lot of my videos, go to your command bar, type in DYN mode, press enter, and then it's going to ask you for a new value right down here. So you can see enter a new value. Mine's 3. Set yours to 3. Now you can just start typing commands into AutoCAD without having to go click the command bar or go click the actual commands themselves like line. So I can type line and I can start drawing. Once that's done, you want to type in units, press enter, and we're brought to our units dialog box. Looks simple, is simple, and we're going to break it down for you. So if you come up here, you're going to see length. So you have two settings in length. One is type, one is precision. In the type, you have 5 options: scientific, fractional, engineering, decimal, and architectural. Engineering and architectural are a little bit different. We do architectural work, so we're going to click architectural. And you're going to see, depending on what you select here, your precision is going to change. So you can see here in architectural, I have 0 feet and then a 1/16 of an inch as my precision. If I go to engineering, it's 0 feet and point something something of an inch. So you can see here, depending on what unit you're using or what type of unit you're using, everything's going to be different. So decimal is what it's defaulting to. It's always going to default to that if you're new to AutoCAD. I would recommend, if you're doing what we're doing, click architecture or whatever you need. And then what you want to do is go to your precision. You can adjust the precision to however precise you need your drawing to be. So I usually do, again, 1/16 of an inch because that's what we tend to do. You can also do up to a 256th of an inch. But we're just going to stick with that. So select what you need there. Come to your angle and just kind of leave it at decimal degrees. You can also go through and see whatever you need here. It's going to show you example outputs down here, so what it would look like. So again, decimal degrees is normal, but you can go through, select what you need. And then you can also adjust the precision for your angles as well. So I'm just going to leave it as, basic. Like I type in 90, it gives me exactly 90. That's exactly what I need. And you can also specify clockwise or counterclockwise, things like that. But again, you'll kind of get used to it as you go on. Once you're done that, go to your insertion scale, and this is the units you're going to be typing in. So whether you're doing metric or you're doing imperial, you're going to want to select one that works for what you're doing. So you can see we have all these units here. We have unitless all the way up until parsecs. I don't know what that is, but we also have light years here, astronomical units, all these different types of units here. But what we want to do is either use centimeters or we want to use inches or feet. You can also use meters if that's something you want to do, because most of the work we're going to be doing is going to be either in millimeters, centimeters, meters, or inches and feet. So if you're in the US, most of the time you're going to want to keep it as inches. If you're using architectural units, this is very important, and you're using the imperial system, it's going to want you to use inches. And you're going to say, well, I need to type things in feet. Well, that's because you're already going to be able to type things in feet. So you're going to be able to do 1 foot dash 2 inches. If you do feet, it's a little difficult for the program to simply work in like 2.5 feet. So for your sake and the program's sake, keep it as inches. Once that is done, well, actually, you also have your sample outputs here that you can check and your lighting. So you can select American or international. Depends what you want. Doesn't really matter, especially for what I'm doing. Once that's done, you click OK. Now your units are set for this specific drawing. Now, if I go back and I create a new drawing, I'm going to have to do this again. So let's say you want to change units halfway through a drawing. All you have to do is type in units once again, and then you can go select whatever you need. So, architectural and in inches, and then you'll start drawing in that unit that you switched it to, but everything else will stay the same. So keep that in mind. So let's say you have half a drawing in inches, half a drawing in meters. You can go and do the half in feet, and then you can switch it over and do the half in meters. If that's something that's a problem. A lot of the time it isn't. But if you're in a country that uses both systems, sometimes you can have some drawings in meters, some drawings in feet and inches, and that's how you switch between them. Then once that's done, you just click OK, and everything's good to go. Guys, hopefully this video is helpful. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.